Is there a plan to have prescribed transit routes printed for non-regular transit users during the Olympics? For example, a person from Delta may not know how to find the best route to UBC for a hockey game. I know my parents could never figure it out.
Okay, that's a really good question. I think, firstly, what you're going to see, and we're contributing this, because remember, we're only one piece of this Olympic Games. There's Sea to Sky Highway, there's the whole Games. For every Olympic Games, you're going to see a spectator's guide coming out. It's a big book about that, I'm trying to show the camera, that big. I'm not doing this very well.
It's
It's an inch, an inch kind of thick book. So I've still got mine for Torino, right? So it's all the, how do you arrive in your hotel room or a residence, and it's, how do you figure your way out? And some of it doesn't mean anything to you, but there's the key parts that do, right? And so remember, also people learn through different ways. Some are verbal, some are kinesthetic, they got to touch it and do it, and some are that auditory or visual,
Right.
they got to read it, right, before they go. So there's going to be, through the media channels, extensive, as we do today, there's CKWXs and all the others, they'll be pumping what's the current state going on transit as well as roads. They have a huge role. There will be a VANOC website. There will be part of the TransLink website. We are also staffing up the customer service people that you actually can phone in, as I've used sometimes. I want to go from A to B. How do I actually get there? I live in Delta, and what bus do I connect to which? Because I want to go to the speed skating oval in Richmond.
right.
And so she'll tell you. And the one thing we've got to figure out is to be careful around travel times. The normal travel times are not going to be for the game, so we'll have to factor in accordingly. But I think through those different ways, and that you will absolutely be able to get there. We will also have maps and such available that what we've elected to do, knowing the complexity of movement in a city like this for the games, is we're focusing on the primary routes. You want to get to the primary routes, the B line, the Expo line, the Millennium line, West Coast Express, C-Bus, and there'll be the feeder bus system, or you drive your car to park your car, a number of blocks away, you may take a bus to connect to a train, to connect to another train. So we'll have the primary routes all outlined and sized up, and those secondary but equally important routes, you may, that's where you have to walk, drive, car share, wherever, or maybe you can hop outside and walk 4 blocks to get to that bus to connect it to the system. So it will be, I think, through those different mechanisms that are available. And if they still can't, then call customer service and ask for help.
Right.
Because they will walk you through it. And we're putting a whole bunch of extra staff on, knowing that that's going to be coming.
I know also that our trip planner on the TransLink website at translink.ca, is a great tool to use for that. It's also gone through some upgrades. It was a little iffy a couple of years ago. There were sometimes a hit or missed, but the trip planner now is quite reliable. And then, as Doug said, just start automatically for yourselves building in additional time to get out there, so that you're not suddenly, standing there watching a fully loaded 99B line going by.
Security.